Hi there, I'm back again with another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to sew the ear to the head for your amigurumi. First of all, what you need to know is that whenever you're trying to sew any part to another part, it's always good practice to use pin, such as this. Right now, I have the pin on one side of the ear and another on another side, same as the other ear, because you wouldn't want to just try to sew by hand without pinning stuff in place first, because I did that in the past, and what happened is once I'm done sewing, I realized that it was at the wrong spot or it got shifted. So always have pins with you. You can also add some more pin at other spot as well. It doesn't hurt to do that, so I'm going to add some more. Another important thing to note is when you try to pin like parts like this, such as ears, since there are two parts and I kind of want them to be in symmetry with each other, so just take your time to spot them and double check the location before you do any sewing, because you don't want to have to waste your time undo the sewing and all that, because it takes a lot of time. So here you can check the top part to see if the distance from one ear to your first magic ring, if they kind of have the same distance. So in this case, I'm very satisfied with that. Then I like to check the side. So in this case, you can see the ear is aligning with sort of like the edge of my color change here. So I check the other side and it's the same. And I look in the front, it looks good to me. It's not too far back or too close to the front, so I'm going to get started and do some sewing. Usually when you make the earpieces, you're going to finish off with a very long tail. We're going to take that tail and insert it into a needle, just like that. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see. What I like to do first when I sew this is going to use my needle to grab like a piece of yarn. I think you can see, and that piece of yarn is on the head. Going to put through just like that. That's usually how I like to start off any of my sewing. Next, I'm going to have to move this pin maybe to here, because I want to insert my needle through this next stage. I usually don't like to push it in this direction. I like to go from inside out like that. You see, going under or inside and then outside, you pull it through. I also try sewing, doing from like a outside in. It doesn't give the same sort of the result, so I like to do this way better. Now I'm going to turn around a bit and let's pick up some yarn from the head. The location where you pick it up is going to be wherever is closest to your current stitch. Like for example, you wouldn't wanna pick it up like some yarn right here is way too far because that's where your yarn is. So try to pick up somewhere close. And then pull through. Okay, now let's look for the next stitch. It's going to be this one right there. That one. What we're going to do now, again, same thing. You insert the needle through that stitch, but from inside out. Going to go back, doing the same thing, going to look for like the yarn piece closest to where I am, which is here. So it's going to be that piece right there. I'm going to insert my needle under it here, and then I'm gonna pull it through. Now from this side, going to find the next stitch on the ear. It's going to be this one right there. Again, from inside out. Okay, pull it through, come back to the other side. And I wanna push my ear back into the shape that I wanna sew. Again, find the stitch on the head that's closest to the location where you're at. It's going to be this one. Going to insert my needle through and just pull it through. I think you kind of get the rhythm of where I'm going right now. So I'll see you again when I sew the ear completely. I basically just gonna keep going a bit more and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I just sew around this ear. Basically it looked very seamless, as you can see, using this method. So instead of going under or pick up some yarn, on the very last stitch, you're going to just push the needle through the closest hole, and you want the needle to be out through another hole. See, that part is very seamless. You can't really see. I'm going to leave this tail alone for now, and when you're done sewing the other ear as well, you're going to have another tail. So I'm gonna put that tail into the same hole as here so that I could tie a knot and secure that ear. So let me finish that ear and then I'll come back. Okay, now I have sewn the second ear as well. And I make sure to insert the tail of the second ear after I finish that into the same hole. As you can see, so we have two tails. And as before, let's just tie a knot. I like to do it twice just in case I don't want it to get loose. And now let's cut that. Just going to push the knot in and try to hide any of the remaining tail that pops up. Okay, now you cannot even tell that the tail used to be there. So that's how you do the sewing for the ear. I hope you like this video and find it helpful. If you wanna see more sewing video, let me know and I would be more than happy to keep making them.